Hey there, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great today. I wanted to talk a little bit about the first round series for the Boston Bruins versus the Washington Capitals. For those of you who don't know, that's in the Stanley Cup playoffs for the NHL hockey. Um, I'm a huge hockey fan, as you guys will come to find out. I'll post some videos here and there about hockey on this channel. And more than anything, I'm a huge Bruins fan. Grew up in Massachusetts, so Boston Bruins, always a fan growing up. I played hockey as a kid. Now I don't because I'm not good enough and need a job that pays me money. So I'm an engineer, but um, still a big fan of the Bruins. So they were matched up against the Washington Capitals in the first round of the playoffs. And for those of you who like either of those teams, you know that historically the Capitals destroy the Bruins, just absolutely wreck them. And I'd be lying if I told you I thought the Bruins were going to win this series. I went into it just trying to enjoy the last few games of hockey of the year. I figured, hey, at a minimum, I get four more Bruins games to watch, right? Even if they lose all of them. That's kind of the mindset I had. I knew they were good. I didn't think they would beat the Caps because they never do. They always find a way to lose. And game one was just like that. They went into overtime, lost in overtime. It was like, well, here we go again, right? And game two, they win in OT. Game three, they win in OT. So it's like, man, after that, so the Bruins are up 2-1. And I'm like, this. I didn't want to get too excited because my hopes are always dashed like that. But I started to feel like, hey, maybe they've actually got something. And then game four, I mean, honestly, the Bruins just dominated the game, and that was a big win. And I forget if I think it was 4-1 they won. And that was the first time in the last, before that, the past 11 playoff games between these two teams had been decided by only one goal. And that game was the first one. It was like since like 2010 or something stupid that was decided by more than one goal. So that was kind of cool, right? As a Bruins fan, it's cool. As a Caps fan, I'm sure that wasn't nice. And then last night was game five. Bruins were up 3-1. They had a chance to win that series, and they did. And if I'm going to be honest with you, they didn't deserve it. Last night's game was pretty brutal. The Caps had like 42 shots, and the Bruins only had like 18. It was not great. They didn't play that well, and it was really the Bruins' top line against the rest of the Capitals team. It was Bergeron, Marchand, Pastrnak, a defense core, and Tuukka, the goalie that made that game happen. I think the other three lines, the other three forward lines, they kept the puck out of their own net, but they didn't create any offense, and it just seemed like any time the top line touched the puck, they were scoring a goal. It was just insane. I mean, Bergeron, like usual, comes up. I mean, Pastrnak, great game too, right? Scored, that is an amazing first goal. But it's always Patrice Bergeron when it really comes down to it, the leader of the team, and he just scores the second goal, scores the third goal, and Pastrnak was a big help on the third goal too. I'm not taking that away from him, but man, it just seems that with the Bruins, when something needs to get done, it's Bergeron. He just always makes it happen. And so they win the game 3-1. Really, from a holistic game perspective, it must have been really infuriating to watch that game as a Caps fan because they played better. And, I would have been frustrated as a Caps fan because they deserve to win. But as a Bruins fan, you just feel like you got away with one there. Tuukka really stole that game. He made a bunch of great saves. And then Bergeron just took it into his own hands, scored a couple goals, wins the game, and they're on to round two. Now, the second round, they're going to be either against the Penguins or the Islanders. Neither of those are a good matchup. They struggled against the Islanders during the regular season this year. They couldn't really score that many goals against them. And the Penguins are just a juggernaut, it seems. So that series is tied 2-2 right now. Game 5 is tonight. Really interested to see. I'm going to hopefully watch a good chunk of that game. I want to see, how the teams are playing, how the Bruins shape up in that one. I I don't know. I'll probably go into it cynical like I did with the Caps, but the Bruins are good, and since the trade deadline, they've been really solid after picking up Hall, Lazar, Riley. Those are some good pickups, and man, I hope they can do something special. But it's tough. Every team's so good, and really, really, the Penguins look like the team to beat right now. The thing that helps the Bruins out is, they're done now. They'll get at least a few days of rest because at minimum that Penguins Islanders series is going to go until Wednesday, the 26th. So at minimum, the round 2 will start on Friday, the 28th. That gives the Bruins a solid 5 days rest, right? And that's important with this compressed season. How hard these guys have been working. They get 5 days rest. They'll probably take a couple days off and then get right back to work, but that's important time. Rest some injured bodies, work on some, power play units, penalty kill, situational play. So anyway, just wanted to kind of talk through. It was a really good series as just a hockey fan. It was a cool, fun series to watch. As a Bruins fan, it was awesome to see them win. As a Caps fan, I feel the frustration because the Caps were a really good team this year and they didn't have their best performance in this series and the last couple of games in particular, but they'll be back next year. And I hope the Bruins will be back next year. It's fun watching those two teams play each other, but now I'm just looking forward to the second round. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know if you think the Bruins deserve to win this series or the Caps. Let me know what you think about other series going on, and who do you think eventually will hoist the cup? That'll be interesting. It's kind of anybody's game this year, it feels like. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you next time.